from the Penn Libraries.
My job today is really quite easy because whether I talk for 10 minutes or 2 hours, in the end I'm just going to show you a video of the light board for a few minutes and it'll do a much better job than anything that I say. But before I do that, I do want to build a little suspense first. And so let me sort of say a few words about how I came into contact with the light board. This semester I'm teaching Math 103, which is first semester calculus. And it's one of the courses that the math department is experimenting with the format, and particularly trying to make it more engaging to the students by incorporating more in-class activity and less sort of passive lecturing. And so the natural first question that came to mind when we took this sort of very time-honored format and changed it up a little bit is how do we compensate for the loss of instruction time, right? So there are several possible answers to this question, but one natural one is to move some of the instruction online by creating little videos. And of course, it's true that you don't just want to record old-fashioned lectures. What you want to do is make the content more modular. You want to make it more engaging than a traditional lecture. And you sort of want to keep it simple. Okay? So the challenge that I faced was that this is actually really hard to do. Just from a technological standpoint, right? So you say to yourself in the summer before the semester starts, okay, let me start making some videos. And you start making videos and they're terrible. I can't tell you how many terrible videos I made. And there are several reasons for this. Number one is that when you watch a video, you realize how high your expectations are for the production quality. And then when you make a video, you realize that you can't meet those yourself. So, I mean, little pauses and little things that you need to edit out that you never see on television are very glaring in a video. And the other thing is that in a calculus course, it's really a blend of a sort of conversational style and also very visual content. And it's difficult to efficiently create visual content. I tried using an Android tablet with a stylus, and the handwriting is just terrible, right? I tried other technology. I tried an e-beam machine, if you know what an e-beam is. It's a device that attaches to a whiteboard so that you can sort of write on a whiteboard and it captures the writing, but somehow it looked even worse than just regular handwriting. And so sort of sharing my frustrations with the Center for Teaching and Learning, they told me that, well, there's this new technology that's just coming online at Penn. It's called the light board. So I was put in touch with Ben Wiggins and Tamer Hassan at SAS Online. And in fact, the light board wasn't even fully assembled when I first learned that it was about to come. But let me show you a picture of the studio. So this is sort of what it looks like. The light board is this piece of glass. And the idea is that this is something like a whiteboard, except you write on it with whiteboard markers. And behind the glass on the other side, the glass is illuminated with little LEDs. And the effect of this is that when you write on it with a whiteboard marker, it appears to fluoresce. Okay? So you as the lecturer just give a regular lecture. You stand in front of this piece of glass. You write on it with the whiteboard markers. It's really, I mean, as far as actually producing one of these videos from a lecturer perspective, it's really no different than a usual lecture. Okay? But if you think about it for a second, there's one serious difference, which is that the camera, which is on the opposite side of the glass from you, sees everything is coming out backwards, right? But this is not a problem for a sophisticated videographer. They just flip the image at the end, okay? And so now let me sort of show you what this looks like, okay? All right. So you just sort of stand there and talk to the video. It's been flipped so that everything looks forward. And then as you write, it just sort of glows on the screen. And so in terms of actually producing a video, it's It's much easier than any of the other methods that I tried. It's essentially just like giving a lecture. The only difference is that you put more thought into segmenting your lecture so that the videos can be broken up into little pieces of no more than 5 or 10 minutes each. So there's one other thing that if you're left-handed you might notice, which is there is one very small sort of issue about flipping it, and that is that when you write on the board, if you don't want to be standing directly behind the thing you've written, it helps to start on the right-hand side of the board and fill a little panel and then move to the left, right? So as a right-handed person, I found this to be a little bit odd, but if you're a left-handed lecturer, this is probably your life. But it actually works out quite well, and they've sort of experimented with all sorts of lighting setups and things in such a way that even if you do stand behind the things that you're writing, they're still pretty legible. And I should say also the best thing of all about this is that when I was making videos myself, I was responsible for the video editing, whereas SAS Online, thankfully, has the editing capabilities to just put this video together. And so all I do is go in once a week, give a lecture to a camera for about an hour, and then I go home and wait, and then videos appear in my mailbox a few days later, right? So as far as the original problem that I pointed out to you, I found this to be an absolutely excellent solution, right? It's very easy. It just takes care of things. It's got visual appeal. It solves the problem of, in fact, a traditional lecture, right? That when you're writing on the board, no one can see you, right? Whereas here, whether you're staring at what you're writing or staring at the camera, it still sort of feels like you're getting a little bit more of a personal connection, right? So in a nutshell, this is sort of the Lightboard technology. So far, there haven't been many people to use it, but I would really highly recommend it because it's really easy, and you get really nice results without nearly as much effort as it takes to make a much worse video. Thank you.